guys. Well, today we'll be talking about cell cycle and mitosis. Now, before we start, I want you guys to know that the adult human being contains around 100 trillion cells. Yet, we started from a single cell. So, can you imagine how one cell can transform into 100 trillion cells? How is that? Well, all of this, guys, happen because we grow, we develop, and we repair our tissue damage by something called cell division. And cell division is the process by which the cell follows series of steps called mitosis, which is my lesson today. So I want you to have a look here. This is a very simple presentation of how cells divide. Well, every day, guys, our bodies produce millions of skin cells to replace the lost ones, and this is the thing that happens every day. The cells copy and divide into new cells, and new cells must have the exact copy or the exact number of chromosomes and genetic information like the mother cell. Now, before we start studying how the cell divides, we need to first study what's the meaning of cell cycle. I mean, what happens inside the cell before cell division or before mitosis? Before mitosis, guys, the cell spends majority of its time in something called interphase. So you have to know first that the cell cycle consists of two phases, interphase and cell division, which is the mitosis. The cell spends around 21 hours, can you imagine, in the interphase, and only around 3 hours in the cell division or mitosis to form new cells. So why? I mean, why the cell would spend like 21 hours in the interphase? It happens, guys, because the cell wants to copy itself. The cell wants to copy its chromosomes. The cell wants to copy itself. Now think about it. If you want to divide yourself into two, what's the first thing you'll be doing? You'll be copying yourself, right? So the interphase consists of three phases. One, which is the G1 phase. Two, which is the S phase. Three, which is the G2 phase. In the G1 phase, all of the organelles in the cell, they replicate, they copy, they duplicate, except the chromosomes. So chromosomes will not duplicate in G1. The second phase, which is the S phase, the chromosomes will now duplicate. So we have now 46 chromosomes made up of sister chromatids. So if you notice, guys, the difference between this picture and this is that here we have two chromosomes of one chromatid, but here we have two chromosomes of two sister chromatids because the chromosomes are copied now. Then we have the G2 phase where the cell is preparing for the division. It is now ready to start dividing or the cell division. Now in the division or in the mitosis, this cell will form two daughter cells, and this is my topic today. How would this happen? How would one cell form two new cells? It's weird, right? So this is basically the thing which we'll be studying today, mitosis. So mitosis, guys, happen in four phases. One, prophase. Two, metaphase. Three, anaphase. Four, telophase. Now, because students usually confuse between these phases, I mean, you'll probably have a hard time trying to remember them in order. So here's a very simple sentence. We can use it to remember them. Put milk and tea. P is for prophase, M is for metaphase, A is for anaphase, and T is for telophase. So mitosis happens in four phases: prophase, metaphase,